Sam LaRue, and if this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. So today's topic is a much anticipated topic. This is one of the questions every woman asks herself at some point, whether it be you're engaged to a man, whether it be you're dating a man long term, or whether it be you're in the dating field trying to find that Mr. Right. Either way, you've probably asked yourself, should you marry for love or for money? We're actually diving into this topic today. We're not just using society norms, we're also going to look at cold, hard facts. We're looking at studies, we're looking at divorce rates, we're looking at data to determine which of these relationships would you be happier in and have a long-term, stable, lasting relationship.
You mean bread and butterflies?
Oh, yes, of course.
So let's break down the two categories. So when I say marrying for love, I basically mean you're marrying someone just off of, he makes me feel good, he makes me feel special. I get that butterflies in my stomach. I love being around him. He completes me. We finish each other's sentences. We have an unbelievable chemistry. That's what I mean when you say married for love. There's a lot of women out here who are just marrying based off the fact that they have a good time with their partner. We enjoy vacationing. We enjoy doing the same things. We both like to golf or fish or whatever it may be. So we have this bond. I just love being around him. You know, he makes my heart patter, that thing. That's what I mean when I say love. Now when I say money, so marrying for money, I basically mean not necessarily marrying a rich man. Now that would be great if you do that, power to the people. But what I mean is when I say marrying for money, I mean stability. That he has a fiscal intelligence. He knows how to utilize his money right. He knows how to save. You can date a man that makes $100,000 and he's living check to check. And then you can date a guy that makes $50,000 and he saved half of his money, so he's got $25,000 in the bank for a rainy day. I don't know, maybe for a recession or maybe for a pandemic. You know, he's very thoughtful when it comes to money and saving and investing. He might not make $100,000, he might make $50,000, $40,000, but he owns his own home. That's someone that's fiscally responsible, someone that knows how to provide for you and your family. That you're not scared of, oh my gosh, if I get fired, if he gets fired, we won't have anything to eat this month. A kind of guy that knows how to utilize his money for the betterment of your family. By the way, if you think that you should marry for money, definitely put that down below in the comments and then just write the word money. And if you think you should marry for love, write the word love down in the comments. I'm curious what your thoughts are before I reveal what the studies show. So looking at the studies, it's very clear the path you should take when deciding how you should marry. I'm actually citing health.com. They did a study of 2,371 participants. These are people that were currently married that were going through a divorce. They polled them and they asked them the #1 reason why their marriage did not last. What was the issues? Why are they now filing for divorce? 47% of the participants said they're filing for divorce because they were no longer in love with their partner. They had fallen out of love. The spark was gone. The thrill was gone. So what that shows us is as quickly as you can fall in love, right? That warm, gushy love, that overbearing warmth of love and admiration and hope, as quickly as you can get that, it can be gone. You can lose that. It doesn't equal you will always be in love with this person. You'll always have that magnetic chemistry with this person just because you've had it at some point. So 47% claimed they had fallen out of love. They said there was a lack of love or intimacy, either because one or both parties fell out of love. The other huge proponent for people divorcing is because of money issues. Money issues will drive you to divorce. That's not an opinion, that's an actual fact. In another study, it says a common thread of the majority of divorces include money problems. In fact, Some studies suggest that money problems in a marriage are the #1 cause for divorce. The financial and emotional toll of a divorce can debilitate individuals and devastate families. So let's say you meet someone. You have this chemistry, this love. I love him like I've never loved anyone else. If you've been in love before, it's this feeling that you can't explain. It's like you're floating on the clouds. He can do no wrong. He completes me. When you're actually in it, you're like, oh my God. It is phenomenal. But the downside is, once you've been in a relationship for so long, that thing, that chemistry, that love starts to wane, and you start to come down, like you're floating on cloud 9. You're like, yes, yes. And then you come down to reality. Now we fast forward to, now we got these bills to pay. Now we have a responsibility of a home. We've got a responsibility of lives, kids, pets. You have to feed all these people. You have to make sure things get done. I have to go to work every day. I have responsibilities at work. I gotta come home. I have responsibilities at home. There's chores to do. So with all these factors, it makes reasonable sense that if we can eliminate some of these layers, if we can take back some of the layers that cause stress, you will have a happier relationship. If you're not stressed out about daycare costing more than the mortgage or than the rent, if you're not stressed out about even having to go to work, if you're not stressed out about, I work 2 jobs, he works 2 jobs, then I have to come home and pick up and clean and pick up the kids and do all the work and do all this. If you're not stressed out, if you can alleviate some of these issues, then you're going to have a better marriage. The less stress on a marriage, the better it will be. So that leads us to believe that if you marry a man that is financially stable, you're gonna have a much easier road than if you marry a man that you just fall in love with. Because one, love fades, as we know. Love fades over time. So it's very clear that choosing a partner that is financially responsible should be first on your list. You should be first looking for money, how he handles money, his relationship with money. That should come before what he looks like, before his height, before his education. First and foremost, we need to look at his financial responsibility. That should come first. How is he utilizing his money? Is he investing his money? Is he spending it on cars and frivolous things that's not going to help your family structure? That's not going to help you if something happens in your life. If one of you gets sick and you have astronomical medical bills, he's going out to the casino and gambling your money away. How will that help your family? These are major things that you have to look at now. Otherwise, you'll be at divorce court wondering, where did it go wrong? We were just so much in love. We loved each other. How did it go so wrong? Another big reasons why relationships don't work and why love should not be the basis for marriage is because, like we said, it's easy to fall out of it. So as soon as you fall in love, you can easily fall out of love. You can easily be like, I'm over him. I'm tired of picking up his dirty drawers and his dirty socks, and I'm tired of his attitude and not coming home and not treating me the way I deserve to be treated. I'm done with him. You can easily fall out of that bubble that you initially get into when you start a relationship. I think it's so important to cultivate your relationship, right? Let's say you meet a provider guy. That alone is not going to secure your marriage. It's not like, oh, just because he's good with money, now all of a sudden you've got a perfect marriage. That alone won't do it. All that's doing is taking off a little bit of stress that you would normally have. Now you're not worried about the bills, you're not worried about the kids, you're not worried about, I gotta work 2 and 3 jobs. That's a lot of stress that's taken off of your back. But you still do have stress. So now you're worrying about things like cultivating a relationship, making sure his needs are met, and getting your needs met. That takes communication, and that also takes a level of spontaneity, a level of spice, that chemistry and that love and that intimacy. You have to keep that up. That's the #1 thing that men say. We got this relationship, we started having kids, and the next thing I know, she's running around in a moo-moo all day. You have to keep up the way you met the man. If you don't keep up with that spice, this will ruin a relationship quicker than anything else. You have to keep that love and that chemistry going. So I have a course that's about seduction. It's all about how to seduce and entice someone. It's all about how to boost your self-esteem, and so that way you can get what you want. If you're in a relationship and you're not married, we go over that on how to attract and get the man that you've always wanted, and especially a hypergamous man. So a man that wants to provide for you, a man that wants to hold down the household, and a man that can teach you some things. So it covers if you're in the dating field, and we also touch upon if you're married and what you need to do to keep a relationship spicy. All the things that you need to do to make sure your relationship lasts for the long haul. These are very important tactics. So whether you get my course or if you just study and read upon seduction, either way, it's something you're going to have to do to sustain a healthy relationship. The things you need to do when trying to find a provider is you need to ask the right questions. If you're currently in a relationship, you need to delve deep if you haven't already. You need to know their spending habits. You need to know their investment habits. You need to know their long-term goals. Like, what do you want in the future? Like, you might be renting now, but are you renting to save money so that way you can buy? Like, what is your future goals? What are you trying to do 5 years from now? Are you trying to own the company you work at? Are you trying to branch off? Like, I need to know. This is gonna be imperative to your relationship. So things that provider men offer, besides stability, where you don't have the stress of not having to worry about where your next meal's coming, where you're gonna live, are you gonna get kicked out if there's a pandemic, or if our kid needs a special medical procedure, we're able to do it. We don't have to stress out about money. We've alleviated those options. So besides that, a provider husband, a fiscal responsible husband, will also offer you travel across the world. You're able to see new things, try new things. You're able to really outsource some of the day-to-day things that are mundane and that you just frankly don't want to do. Yard man, pool man, all this is at your fingertips because you have a man that is financially responsible. If you want to work, you know, and you want a nanny, if y'all want to travel half the year and you have a nanny and you have a tutor come with you, there's so much that a provider brings to the table. Do you know how many people die a year from stress? Stress is a major component to anxiety, to depression, to heart disease. Stress is the #1 killer. Stress leads to drug use and alcohol use. So if you can alleviate stress in your life, you are on the path to winning, period. So finding and marrying a provider husband is going to be your key to success, not just in a marriage, but also in life. So hopefully this video has helped you with your decision. And if you have any questions, definitely leave it down below. And I'm curious, what is your thought process? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with my opinion? Will you agree? Because I want to see all of you in successful, happy, long-term relationships. So I hope you agree with me and I hope you're on your path to find your provider. And as always, if you like this video, definitely hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you beautiful people later. Bye.